They have to come up with new categories for the awards. The Golden Globes came up with a new one this year that basically picture people liked. They had, they had become such self-congratulating, virtue-signaling bores that they had to go, oh yeah, let's make a category for that. People actually paid to see something great.
Bill Maher is still on his rant about award shows, and it could be the reason why he might not attend this year's Golden Globes. Maher hasn't been a fan of award shows, especially in recent years, because of their woke themes. If you love sharp political commentary, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss clips like this.
The thing about the Oscars is they do reflect society. That's why we pay so much attention, partly. And things are always changing in our industry, like streaming. It just changed the whole industry. This happens so often. So they have to come up with new categories for the awards. The Golden Globes came up with a new one this year that basically picture people liked. They had, they had become such self-congratulating, virtue-signaling bores that they had to go, oh yeah, let's make a category for that. People actually paid to see something great. So there's Oscar categories. Would you like to hear the Oscar category? I knew you would.
Bill Maher opened his segment by taking aim at the Oscars, criticizing the awards show for introducing new categories seemingly designed to appease the woke crowd. He argued that many of these additions don't reflect genuine cinematic achievement, but are more about signaling virtue and staying politically correct. Maher singled out one category in particular, one that had garnered attention and praise among certain circles, and questioned why it was even necessary. According to him, these changes highlight how award shows have shifted from celebrating artistry to chasing social approval. This, he suggested, could very well explain why he isn't planning to attend this year's Golden Globes. Though no official confirmation has been made from Ma, this trend is symptomatic of a larger problem: Hollywood's obsession with social messaging over storytelling. Whether you agree with him or not, his critique is a blunt, unfiltered take on the state of modern award shows and the influence of woke culture.
This was needed. Best editing of a film that's still an hour too long. Achievement in ethnic prosthetics. Best achievement in replacing an actor who tweeted something offensive. Best use of a freeze frame, followed by the words, "You're probably wondering how I got here." The Michael Bay Coolest Fireball Award. The least annoying picture where the plot is driven by a simple misunderstanding. Best song performed by someone your niece can't believe you've...
Of course, some of these categories that Maher mocks are his own exaggerations, slightly blown up for effect, but that's exactly the point. He's using humor to make a larger critique. By highlighting and sometimes inventing these categories, Maher shows just how far award shows have gone in pandering to woke culture, turning ceremonies that once celebrated film and artistry into platforms for political signaling. His exaggerations aren't meant to deceive. They're meant to clarify, to shine a spotlight on the absurdity he sees in Hollywood's current obsession with virtue signaling. Maher's approach is part ridicule, part commentary, and part satire. Through his sharp observations and sarcastic delivery, he exposes the sometimes laughable extremes of these woke award categories, forcing audiences to question whether these additions genuinely honor creativity or simply serve as social statements. For viewers, it's a hilarious, unfiltered take on modern award shows.
Finally, best use of a real-life TV talk show host whoring himself out to make the movie seem more realistic. And how is President Ellis responding? Well, I know the usually get a lot of laughs. I had no idea this could actually be a job. I mean, I knew it could be a hobby. Nigeria, Chicago, Mexico. I'm surprised with that.
Ma even takes a swipe at himself, admitting that he too once fell for the allure of award show recognition. But now that he sees the bigger picture, he's likely steering clear. He was nominated for his most recent stand-up special. Yet, he's the first to admit that the nomination wasn't what motivated him. Ma doesn't chase trophies or red carpets. He performs to spark thought and conversation. His comedy is a platform to challenge, provoke, and most importantly, to expose the subtle ways that woke culture has infiltrated institutions like Hollywood award shows. Rather than playing along with the trends or adjusting his work to fit the categories that curry favor with the woke crowd, Ma uses his stage to shine a light on these absurdities. For him, the goal isn't personal accolades. It's awakening audiences to the creeping influence of ideology over artistry.
You know, when movie lovers get together these days, one phrase that comes up a lot and always makes me sad is, yeah, you couldn't make that one today. Top of that list is the great Tropic Thunder, which the scolds have been after for years. But in February, Ben Stiller tweeted, "I make no apologies for Tropic Thunder. It's always been a controversial movie since when we opened, proud of it and the work everyone did on it." See, people, it's not that hard. He said it, and he still got a commercial. And the lesson is, if you stand up to the mob for just a day or two, their shallow, impatient, immature, smartphone-driven, gerbil minds will forget about it and go on to the next nothing burger, and you still will have your cojones.
Beyond his critique of the woke Hollywood machine, Ma is calling on industry insiders, actors, producers, directors, and crew members to learn to push back against the pressures of the woke mob. He emphasizes that standing up to these forces might feel uncomfortable at first, but the discomfort is temporary, lasting only a few days. Ma argues that the fear of retaliation is overblown. In reality, no one is likely to lose their job, their projects, or endorsements simply for speaking out against the ideological pressures dominating award shows and studios. His message is clear. Complacency only strengthens the grip of woke culture. While courage and conviction can create room for honest storytelling and artistic freedom by encouraging insiders to resist these trends, Ma positions himself not just as a critic, but as a voice urging Hollywood to reclaim creativity over performative politics. It's a call to stand firm unapologetically.
Next cojones goes to a man who's dear to my heart for standing up for stand-up. When dozens of Netflix employees walked out over Dave Chappelle's reckless decision to perform comedy on his comedy special, CEO Ted Sarandos could have pulled the special and replaced it with more episodes of Who Wants to Watch Koreans Get But instead, he reminded his Netflix employees that comedy exists to push boundaries and told them if you'd find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place.
These days, TV shows and movies are often saturated with woke themes, many of which are pushed by employees within production houses who are eager to inject social messaging into the content. From subtle plot lines to overt messaging, it can feel like ideology sometimes overshadows storytelling. However, not everyone at the top of these institutions is on board with the trend. There are leaders, studio heads, producers, and executives who resist the pressure to conform, who recognize the danger of letting ideology dictate creative choices. These anti-woke leaders not only oppose the trend privately, but also have the courage to push back publicly when necessary, protecting artistic integrity and keeping the focus on quality storytelling rather than performative virtue signaling. Their resistance shows that wokeness isn't inevitable. With strong leadership and a commitment to creativity, production houses can still produce engaging, entertaining content without bowing to every ideological pressure.